And have you had any unfair situation in the workplace?
Oh, well, I think everybody does, right? I mean, you'd be pretty lucky if you go through your career and never had any unfair moment.
G'day team, Adam Cogan here from SSW TV, and today we're talking about fairness and what to do in the workplace. And I have John Thirion. Hey John.
Pretty good. How are you, Adam?
Excellent. So I'm going to run through a couple of scenarios and get your feedback.
Sure.
Imagine that we've just won a great project. It is fantastic, and Yuli assigns it to somebody.
Yeah.
And you think that it should have been assigned to somebody else who's more capable or whatever. Or maybe you think it should have been assigned to yourself. What do you do in that scenario?
Well, first of all, let me tell you that this is a very common scenario. It happens all the time, right? You know, sometimes you want to be on it, or someone you want to be driving it, whatever. But I think what's very, very important in that scenario, just like any other conflictual scenario really, is communication. Communication from the person that assigns projects to person A versus person B, explaining the reasons behind it, you know, why this person is more valuable. Could be skills, could be political, could be many, many reasons, right? But it's also very important for the person that gets the gift or gets the nice position not to brag too much about it. It's okay to be proud of it, but not too much, not to create like sort of conflicts. And also for the person that feels devaluated, it's very important to talk about it because you want to kill that frustration straight away and understand what's going on.
And now you mention the gifts. There was a situation I had many years ago. Fitbits had just come out, and as you know, I'm a bit of a fan of these Fitbit things.
You are.
And I thought, all these techie guys will love this. What I'll do is I get, buy a whole bunch of them, and at the Christmas party, I gave out Fitbits to everybody, almost everyone, because I didn't have enough for a few. And so there was just a few who missed out. And the people that missed out were just people that didn't care about gadgets, and they were very senior. They didn't even need them. And I had a funny incident where the party finishes at 10 p.m. I come home, and 11 o'clock I get some funny, snarky SMSs about it. And I just joke back, and then the next SMSs aren't so funny. And I think, I think he's being dead serious here.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, this guy is fair dinkum mad. And so I asked him, could I speak to you? I'm now speaking to him at 11:30 at night. I'm saying, I'm really sorry. These are $100. I'm going to buy you one. Don't worry about that. Why the hell are you so upset? And he was just going on about, why would you do that in front of everyone? Everyone except me. And I say, well, first of all, it wasn't just you or others. And I thought you don't care about gadgets and stuff. And, that unfairness. So I gave him one, gave it to his kid, didn't care about it anyway. So, but I learned a big lesson.
Well, I bet you did, because imagine you do that to me, and you know how much I care about those Fitbits, right? Which is, really much less than you, let's put it this way. If you were doing this to me, I would feel really bad. I would try to understand what was going on, what did I do wrong, etc. Even though I really don't care about those Fitbits. So it's very, very important. And let me ask you a question. Did you tell those people before? No, you didn't, right? You didn't tell those people that you wouldn't give them the
actually, I didn't.
things.
No.
And you probably should have, because they would have
important. But you're right.
Annihilated frustration from the ground base. They would know what to expect.
Yes.
And
And have you had any unfair situation in the workplace?
Oh, well, I think everybody does, right? I mean, you'd be pretty lucky if you go through your career and never had any unfair moment. But I clearly remember years ago, we had this promotion, this group promotion, and people in my team were given bonuses.
Where's this?
That's back when I was working in Europe. And everybody got the bonus in the team I was part of, everybody but me.
So what is it? Just
the thing,
cash?
Yeah, some cash, yes.
They just hand out cash.
That's the thing, right? Because if I didn't know about it, or if it was not like a public celebration, it wouldn't really matter. But those bonus came in those very fancy letters and distributed like on the open space, really. So there's this big table with 6 people. I'm one of these 6. And the manager comes in with 5 envelopes and start giving them to each individual people but me. And let me tell you, that was, pretty terrible experience.
Wow, must be sealed in your memory. Wow.
It is a little bit, but I'm way over it. There were reasons for that, and I left the company a few weeks after.
Right, you're way over it and still talking about it. All right, so I remember another scenario where Surface Books had just come out from Microsoft, and I wanted to introduce them to the company. I kind of dreamed of a company that had lots of Surface Books. I thought it looked cool. And so I got one for Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. And the top performers, I gave it out at Christmas party. Thought it'd be quite nice, and it was received very well. And I think the best person received it. And then more than 3 years later, somebody quit. And at the exit interview, we're talking about, highlights, lowlights, things that they weren't happy about, etc. And he brought up, I hate how you just randomly give out, I forgot the word, but it was something like you just play favorites. And it was really mean. And I was trying to remember the circumstance because I could barely remember it. And I realized that had really upset him. And he just perceived that as very unfair. And I think the key is what you said before. You should mention it. The first example, the Fitbit, he got that sorted out by 11:30. An hour, and half an hour after he really brought it up. And the other guy let it simmer 3 years. And that's really not going to do anything for your happiness.
Definitely. And the longer you wait, the worse it becomes, really. Because you keep thinking about it, you might poison other people, as in, talking bad about it, where there really might be very good reason for that. So the laptop is a bit different, but the promotion, there could be many reasons why you promote someone over someone else. So it's very important to communicate. But it's also on you to not communicate properly, I guess, why those people were selected. Because, the best guys in each office is a bit arbitrary, I guess.
That's right, yes, it is. But did you communicate your unhappiness with the fancy envelope?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, right.
I quit a few weeks after that.
That's one way to communicate, I guess. So they say that happiness is expectations less reality. So you can reduce your expectations or increase your reality. And the best way of increasing your reality is ask questions. And, why did you assign that project, that great new project, to Bob instead of Harry? Harry knows this stuff well. And you give some information. And later on, when you get more information, you would give that person an extra explanation. So then they're getting like that and continual information.
Yeah.
So it really helps.
Definitely does. I guess something I would like to add on this topic really is sort of a management tip. Is really, it could be tempting to, provoke competition by saying, the top of the leaderboard will get a Surface at the end of the month. But that really creates a frustration. So I guess you have to be very, very careful when you try to create this type of competition inside your company. I don't think it is very healthy, to be honest. I think, fairness is much better, and then what creates really good companies.
Yeah, so if you notice, we have very few arbitrary decisions these days. We've got these computer programs that are spitting out who's top of this, top of that, but then they get gamed, so there's no solution to any of this. Hopefully, some of those tips are useful. Communicate well. You will, you'll end your pain. Stop thinking internally. Hopefully, that will allow you to have a bit more happiness for yourself and for your teammates because you're not, squabbling over these things that are going on. So hopefully, thank you, John. That was awesome. And this is Adam Cogan signing off for SSW TV.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget to speak up.